Mental health is probably the thing that goes most unnoticed.
Often, especially online.
A lot of times it's probably a bit easy to hide.
A lot of kids here, like at this school, don't feel that they have enough self-expression.
It's one of the largest high schools in New South Wales, and I think that these young people are feeling the effects of what's happening in the world tenfold.
Learning is hard when you're hungry. Being in year 12, you hear a lot of talk of people not having food and stuff.
I think a lot of kids have a lot of good ideas, but no one takes them seriously because they're so young.
A youth voice in a community might be having that knowledge from being a young person to have an idea of how to change things that we think should be improved in our community and school.
I think we all have a voice, like all the kids at school. You just need to take that extra step and actually make it happen, like do something about it. As long as you try, you probably will get something done.
It's been a long time since I've been a teenager. When they look at the world, they see it very differently to, say, myself. And I think the community underestimate the actual depth to what these young people are thinking and feeling. The Youth Voice Project is a youth engagement project run by Firefly Bay and Basin.
It is all about capturing the needs, issues and aspirations of young people in the Bay and Basin, more specifically the school community at Vincentia High School.
They know their story the best. They know what they're going through. They know what their mates are going through. They know the things that they don't tell their parents and the things that shape how they view their world and what's going on in their life. And if we try to make decisions assuming knowledge, we're never going to get the whole picture and we're never going to actually help them.
It's a unique project. We're actually asking youth what they want and taking that information and then turning it into great projects for youth and delivered by the community.
We'll be inviting the young people as a part of our project to go out, survey the school community, come with that data, we'll do some reporting on that data, and the idea is that we'll pitch those projects out to community groups, service providers, service organisations, with the hope that some of those projects get picked up and hopefully they get funding put towards them. And those organisations will work with the young people in the Youth Voice group to realise and co-design those projects.
We started off with team building, which was really good. It's a very diverse group of young people.
So there's 14 students from Year 7 to Year 11 from Vincentia High School.
We try to do fun activities that get them to get to know each other and our team and the teachers involved so they feel comfortable. Just talk to them a bit about what it means to be a youth researcher, what is research, what do we want to research, and then we kind of went into what do they think the issues are in the community. And they identified things like mental health, there's not enough health services down here, and that there's a lot of support for students and young people with disabilities.
Other topics are around school and what school life is like, use of technology even. And they've also talked about the community and how the community perceive young people, and on occasion how unfair that judgment is.
With research, you can find out lots of different things, whether that be about someone's hobbies or just finding out different people's ideas and like maybe having a different perspective on things that we don't have.
And what they want or what they'd like to have around the community. And then when things actually go down, like projects happen, they might actually like take part in those said projects.
Just get more ideas, basically.
Our trip to Western Sydney University was a really great experience, not only for the kids but also us adults.
We're working with the Teach team and we're doing peer researcher training with the academics here at the university.
So today they were learning about research generally, and the aim of it was really to help them understand how we develop a survey. Part of that was looking at how you set up a survey, what are the types of questions, what are the tools in those questions, as in, do they use a Likert scale or is it a yes-no sort of response?
It's sometimes really hard for even academics to answer really big questions, and a lot of the time what they'll end up doing is breaking that down into smaller steps and taking a really hard look to find out what's missing.
The youth of today and even younger children have a lot of power that isn't tapped into. When their ideas are not actioned, it can be very self-defeating for them. because they have such great ideas.
I've found there's a certain truth nature to a child or a youth voice that you don't necessarily get all the time with adults, especially when you're asking some of the simplest questions. You'll get some amazing answers coming at you.
You can see when you look at what they come up with that they're deep thinkers and they're critical thinkers, and often they're not given the space to do that.
We worked together on formulating the survey questions.
Brainstorm questions, perfect the questions, figure out how to lay things out of it.
Take in data and like combine it all up into different sections and like categorize it.
We're also trying to not make them too open-ended because that could overcomplicate things a bit.
So it's not just one person's answers, it's multiple people's answers and questions and statements and arguments.
And it gives professionals something to go off of and us to actually say that there's a problem.
Also to kind of like help you prove your point of what like you want to do or help the community with.
When we've learnt some surprising things like the clubs, kids aren't really like partaking in those as much as the teachers would hope, I'm sure.
We got a lot of data about students wanting to do more activities and interests in activities that are easy to access and accessible for everyone, whether you're far away from them or you don't have the money for them.
So our project is all about revamping the Basin View BMX track because it's really run down and an eyesore for the community.
And if they want to be active and healthy, then they can go outdoors.
And it'd be free for anyone who just wants to go there and hang out.
And the roads to be fixed, like just simple things like that, just because they're a bit dodgy, you know.
We wanted to extend the Breakfast Club to 5 days a week instead of 3.
88% of kids that took the survey of 170 responses actually said that they use the Breakfast Club. We want more dietary options for kids with restrictions.
Like gluten-free bread, lactose-free milk, and maybe even sandwiches and snacks would be really nice.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Tash Busbridge, Coordinator from Firefly Bay and Basin. Welcome to an exciting afternoon of hearing innovative project ideas from some of our local youth.
I think we did really good. I was very nervous. We all were.
I think we actually went very well. We've actually had some success as we've been invited to present at a council briefing.
We got offered a spot in a camp for public speaking.
We got a lot of opportunities from people and we got to explain more about our project.
I found it interesting that there was a lot more to researching than just like searching up on Google.
There's never really been an opportunity to have my say like and tell this project.
I feel like I'm a lot more comfortable communicating to adults about my ideas now since the Youth Voice started.
Getting to be with the young people and hear their stories and watch them like make each other laugh and support each other. They have this awe for what we're doing. I think in general they care, and it's getting to see them care and grow and understand more and feel like their voices are being heard.
I've learnt working with young people is not easy, but it's not hard. I think you have to be your authentic self and they will be able to read you as much as you're trying to read them, and be open and honest and treat them how they want to be treated. I noticed that there's lots of young people who don't normally hang with each other, have formed friendships. I've also learnt that young people eat a lot, but these kids are really smart. They've got some really great ideas.
I suppose more broadly, just learning how insightful they can and inspiring that they can be and actually quite thoughtful in some of their thought processes and what they're thinking about. So yeah, learning new things every day.